Hi, everyone. I have another update. So I have all 5 of the weekly 2022 templates done, if I can say it. Actually have all of the rose gold ones too. I just haven't packaged them. So I might get back on here later today. If not, I will be back tomorrow. So let me go ahead and I'm just going to show you the sales page. Honestly, I haven't updated it. I did update all 5 planners. So each year I try to update the planners with new covers just so that you have new options. Now, this doesn't mean you have to use the covers. It just gives you another set of covers. So I'm going to show you today how to mix and match. So if you go, if I share my screen before I go there, let me go ahead and share. Okay, you're going to see a weird picture in picture. All right, so if you go over to my shop, to Pretty Fabulous Designs, and you go ahead and you click shop, I've actually switched it. It used to go directly to the Podia shop, but I've switched it because I'm trying to update this page. But if you go over here down to planner templates and you go to weekly planner, then you're going to see a gallery. Now, in this gallery, I've only updated the first image, so I'm just behind on graphics. But if you scroll through here, so this is the new 2022 cover for one of the 5 planners. You got 5 new covers each year. And so I don't know why I'm yelling. I will stop yelling. So here is the pink one. Or I guess it's like a violet color. It's like a pinkish violet. So these are the covers that I made for last year. So this one has more of a silvery kind of cover. This one has more of a blue. This one has a silver. And so there we go. And this one is more of like an Arctic, like rose quartz, like those quartz stones that are way overpriced that people buy. And then here are the ones from the year before, from 2019. So you could just use stripes. I think I used just a lot of stripes. I was like in a stripy move that year. Over here you have blue. Over here you have some purple. And then you have this glittery rose gold cover. So those are all the covers from last year. And then you get 5 different layouts. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why. These are shaped wrong, but I will walk you through all of them today so you can see all of the ones that you're getting. Now, remember, if you've never bought my templates before and you're new, all of my templates come in Adobe InDesign and they use the latest version of Adobe InDesign. I do give you the old IDML file. So I'll show you that too. When the file ends with .indd, that's the new and latest. When it ends with IMDL, that means it's some super old antiquated version, which, I make fun of people. I'm like, oh my God, just upgrade. But, some people have the old one and they're just fine with that without all the bells and whistles. And that's totally okay. However, I just want to make it really clear. Nor Adobe supports any of the old ones. So if you have questions and you have an old workspace and you send me a screenshot, I actually don't know. I only learned Adobe InDesign like in the last 3-4 years, and so I have no idea what those older versions did. I'm not one of those people who went to college for Adobe InDesign or anything like that. So I don't even if I did, I would try to remember and tell you, but I don't. So I'm not trying to be mean, like you have to buy the latest version. I honestly don't know the answer, and Adobe InDesign has stopped supporting those older versions. So having said that, let's go ahead and jump into Adobe InDesign. So there are 5 templates, just like I said. So I'm going to walk you through each of those 5 templates. So inside of here, let's see, 2022. So we're going to go into number 1. And I've labeled these 01, 02, 03, 04, and 05. Means nothing. Like it's not like the first one's the best one or something like that. I think I just randomly numbered them. So each year from year to year, I could remember. I had named them something. If you had bought this originally, back in 2018, I had named them something totally bizarre that didn't make any sense. So now I just number these. All right. Why is it saying, oh, it's over here on this screen. That's what happens when you have 2 screens. Skip these. Oh, also, so these are, So to be honest, I do sometimes what will happen is I definitely have all of these fonts, but I have a new computer, like probably 3 or 4 since I first started using Adobe InDesign. And so there's this weird thing with fonts where if you reload your font, and so see here it says Sleep Lesson V.1 TT regular. I uploaded the font again, but I cleaned up the name. I think instead it just says Sleep Lesson Font Regular without that V.1 TT. And so because it's not an exact word match, Adobe InDesign thinks it's missing, even though it's not. Sometimes too, I think I reuse things like Rage Italic. I definitely didn't use that inside of here. I think I had opened up another application and made some changes or another file. I mean, within this application, and sometimes it gets confused like that. So I always say, just ignore the missing fonts. It's not a big deal. It looks like a panic because it has this like yellow caution sign, but it's not a big deal. It's also kind of like down here where it says that there's 7,144 errors. I mean, technically, yes, some things are errors. So, like, for example, this cover right here, I don't think this is an error, but like if it had been a little outside, Adobe InDesign considers sometimes weird things errors that really aren't errors. I know some people are super proud of delivering an error-free file, but honestly, this doesn't mean anything. You would literally waste your entire life trying to fix the errors in an Adobe InDesign file. So don't worry about it. Unless you're being paid by somebody in corporate America to sit there for hours and hours to fix these errors, don't put yourself through that pain. All right. So here is, oh, wait, let me, because I know it's hard to see. Sorry, I have way too many things open. I know it's hard to see when I have so many things open over here. So let's try to move this over here. There we go. And let's move this over here. I know. How many windows can I have open at once? I don't know if anyone else does that. I have a million tabs. Hey, Darlene. Who's here? Darlene's here. Kalana's here. Tommy's here. Love the colors. Cool. Also, I'm assuming you can hear me. I forgot to even ask. So, like I said, I'm only doing live streams this week of when I have new products out, or not this week, this month. It would be nice if I could get them all done in a week, but all right, so hopefully you have more valuable real estate on the screen to see Adobe InDesign. Okay, so here's the first one. I changed this cover. So all this is, it looks like it's really fancy. All this is an image. So if you wanted to, you could just use one of the other. So like, let's say you really like the image from last year. All you have to do, if you remember, is you have to open the old file, which is, where's my mouse? There we go. All right. So all you have to do is open the file from last year. Let me just bring this over here. 2021. And InDesign files. So let's open this up. So this is the exact same one. It says 01. I'm going to skip this. That font thing. All right, here we go. So let's say I really just like this particular background better than I like the other background. So what you could do is you could just go ahead and take it. I don't know why it's so big. Yeah, it's massive. Oh, I see. It was like a big pattern and I only like that particular size. So you could take this and all you have to do is Control C, head over to that other file, delete this and hit Control V. Now it's going to put it on top. So if you remember, if you go to Window and you go to Layers, then you're going to be able to see all those different layers. I don't know why this is labeled text, but you're going to be able to see those different layers. And this one, I think it's called dot. Yeah, it's called dots. And you can just drag and drop it so it's at the bottom. You can also, hold on, let me undo that. You can also just right click on the image. And then you can just say arrange and say send it back. And it will automatically go to the back for you. So either one. And then if you decide, hey, you know what? I didn't need to do any of that. You can just hit undo, Control Z until you're right back to where you were before. So that's all you have to do. And, you can mix and match these covers in between each of these planners as well. All of this too is text. So you could edit this. I know there was, There was what was it? It was a really funny, article, or there's a bunch of memes out lately about Gen Y, or not Gen Y, Gen Z, making fun of Gen Y, which is millennials, and saying that they're all just kind of nerds because they keep calling themselves girl bosses. So maybe you don't wanna call yourself girl boss because it's kind of outdated now. Maybe you wanna just call it the fabulous planner, and you can change that. Obviously, that's kinda big, so let's make it smaller so it fits. There we go. And you can change this to whatever. And instead of planner, maybe you're British and you call this your diary, which I always find odd that the British call it the diary for a planner. 2022, maybe you want to say you want to write the words out. 22, which clearly I have problems with saying. Let's see. And it's way too big. So hold on. Let's make this. There we go. So all I did was I made that text box bigger so that I could see all the letters. And then I'm going to go ahead and make that all smaller so it all fits. And then I'm going to move it back to the center. And then we can double click these. So the text box is back to a normal size. Oh, whoops. There we go. And live your best life ever. You can change this to something else like greatest year so far. I don't know. That doesn't sound great, but you can change this to whatever you want. Now, also, as you know, you can always change the font. So if you don't see, so this menu right here is the classic menu. So if you go to Window, Workspace, and you choose Essentials Classic, you'll be looking at the same kind of layout that I have. But over here, if you go to, now they used to change it. It used to say character. I don't know why. Now it's type uh, over here for you to see that whole menu. But you also have the menu at the top. So let me just show you. If you select something and then you select the type tool over here on the left, the menu at the top will change. Now, over here where it says font, you're not going to see a font because I've used three different fonts inside of this box. So it's just confused on what to show you. But as soon as I switch over to just a letter, then it will tell you which font is being used, I guess, for that particular line. But say you don't like Dido or Didet. I never say that correctly. Let's say you like Poppins better. And for the word diary, let's say you want something else. You want, I don't know, what was that weird font we had? I said at the beginning, Rage. I don't even know if it's on my computer anymore. Rage. Remember I did that for like, it was for a bar. Nope, I don't even have it anymore. All right. So how about Raffiator? I don't even know what that is. There we go. We have Raffiator. Oh, it's all caps, so you can turn that off. Wow, that's really small. And let's say we want to change this. You can also change the color over here at the top. So here at the top, as long as the T is selected, then you could change this to say like a light purple. Okay, that's barely legible, but let's say you want it to be, I don't know, like a light green. There we go. Then it kind of matches that green down here. You can change anything you want on this. In fact, you don't even need a box here. If you don't like that box, you can get rid of it. You can put something else there. You can put, I don't know, maybe an ellipse. Maybe you want this to be like a circle. And if you go up here to the ellipse, you can change that to any color you want. But here you want it behind it. So you can just say arrange, send backward. Don't say send to back because it'll send it all the way to the back. So if you do that, you won't be able to see it. So let's Control Z. You just want to send it backwards. So it goes back maybe one layer. Send backwards. Okay, that's not enough. So, or you could use the layers over here and you could say it needs to go underneath there. Oh, I know I can't see the other ones because I made the text white. So let's make this oval a different color. So let's maybe make it a dark purple. There we go. So now we can see it. But you have a lot of different options. Hopefully you realize that on making changes and customizing this to be your own. And if you want to stick your logo here, you can just go ahead and you can drag and drop it, or you can add it in. What did I use the other day? Oh, I used my Lisa Seifert what logo did I have? My book blog logo, my author logo. So if I wanted to add that in, I could just go over here. And I know you can't see on the other screen, but I can just drag and drop this image. So now I have like a loaded cursor and I can drag and drop this so it's over here. And obviously that's hard to see. So I could always, I think I can make this white on the back. Yeah, I can just add some white in the background. But you can add your logo wherever you want. And then, if you want to put copyright at the bottom, because it doesn't say that right now, you could come up here and you can see that each page, let me move this over here. So if you don't see this on the right, the pages, if you just go to window and you make sure pages is selected, you'll be able to see this. I do have a tutorial on my channel that explains master pages, which are at the top versus regular pages. If you use Microsoft Word, master pages are just like that header footer section, except this applies to the whole actual page. So over here, I see that A is applied everywhere. So I can just jump over here and I can add some text down here. I can add a text box and I can say something like type, I don't know if you guys can see this, special character copyright symbol. And I can just say 2022 because this will be next year. And I can say Lisa Seifert or whatever I want to say, right? And then that'll appear everywhere. But we'll delete that because we don't want that. But let's go over here to page A. And so same thing, anything you want to change, like this is one thing I accomplished last week that I'm proud of. You can say last week's total revenue. Like maybe let's say you're making a planner for, I don't know, someone who has a business, right? You can edit and change all of these things just by double clicking on each of these. Now, I want to say these boxes are just regular boxes because this is a printable. It's really not meant to be a interactive document. If you wanted to make a checkbox that was interactive, you could just, let me open this a little bigger. You could just open that over here. You could go to view. You could go to window interactive, oops, and buttons and forms. And then you could go ahead and make this a checkbox if you want, a list box, radio box, whatever you want. And then this is now a checkbox if you want. But I don't recommend that because I highly doubt that anyone is going to actually load this onto a computer and type into it each day. Now, a workbook for sure, yes, but for some reason everyone always asks me that when they see these boxes. They're not interactive checkboxes, and that's because I don't think that the end user will use them like that. So this is number 1. So let's shut these down and let me show you number 2. So, 2021. We don't want to see those. We want to see the new ones. 2022. Here we go. Skipping that again. All right. So this is the new cover for this one. Same thing. You can make any changes you want to all of this. I won't go through that again. And this layout is a little different. So I was really excited. I don't know if anyone remembers when I first started out, my branding colors for Lisa Seifert, the fitness coaching business, was this pink, blue, and purple. Because I just couldn't decide. And then I was like, I like all 3 of them together. So you'll notice a lot of my earlier work features these 3 colors, and I still like this combination. So I might use it again, but that's what a lot of mine have right now. So let me know if you have any questions. This is the same thing. If you want to edit this, these are pretty hard to read. I mean, I think they're pretty, but if you don't like that, you can always change this to something easier to read. How's that? Row def. Okay, you can't see row stuff. So if you see this little plus sign, that means there's too much text for the box. So you can just make that a little bigger. Oh, actually, that's a really cute font. Let's just change all of them to that. See how that looks. Let's hit the type tool. And usually whatever you use last is at the top of your list. Oh, look at that. They're all just too small. So we can change the selection tool. I think I can just pull these all open. I cannot. That didn't work. All right, just kidding. So each of these individually, we'll have to go through here. You can usually double click the corner. Oh, I lie. You cannot you double click. I don't know why that didn't work. Um, there we go. Oh, I see. It's not too long, it's too tall. I mean, too yeah, the words are too tall. The boxes are too short for these long words. Okay. So you can change all of these around. So this is a different type of font. So you'll notice, because I do eyeball a lot of stuff, you may want to line these all up. So if you use that selection tool, you highlight all of these. Over here at the top, you'll see this align tool, align left edges. And now it looks a little bit more uniform than it did before. Because with that other font, let's look at another page, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of cursive and flowy. So I didn't really try to worry too much about lining it up perfectly on the left because you can't really tell like you can with this type of a font. All right. Let's say, I mean, anything in here that you want to change, you can change any of those things in that text. Now, these, I will say, these are older. So, because these are older templates, they don't work as, I guess, efficiently as the new ones. So, this is not a character style. So, on the ones I showed you yesterday, the 2022 planner, we went to window, we went to styles, we went to character styles, and you were able to see that you could change everything at once. That is unfortunately not the case for this one. So, if you wanted to change the font, you will have to go through each page individually and change those one by one. So just be aware of that. All right, so that was number 2 with that cover. And then let's close this down to save some disk space. And then let's go over to number 3. All right. So number 3, I just went with like a hexagon-y kind of pinky color. And again, it's that combo of the pink, the blue, and the purple. So the nice thing is all of these kind of go together. Okay, so see here where you can't really see what's going on. If you just go to window, view, or sorry, not window, view, overprint preview, then you can see everything. It's just trying to save on disk space by not using a lot, our memory. So that's all that's happening there. So same thing on here. You can change these, but because this is an older version, you will have to change each page individually. So that's that sleep lesson font again. Let's say you want to use that rose stuff. It, I mean, I think I really like this font, but if you want to use that, you're going to have to change them individually on all of them. I'm not even going to check. I'm like 99.9% sure there are no styles included inside of here. So that is it. Oh, same thing here. So I think someone had asked before, remember, about the check boxes. These are just regular boxes. They're not interactive check boxes. Remember, if you want to make them interactive, you can do that. You just have to go to Window, Interactive, Buttons and Forms. So just like I showed you before. All right, so that is number 3, and the cover was over here. Oops. And then let's go to 4 and 5. Okay, so over here, same thing, the blue, the pink, and the purple all together. And I just thought this was cute. So this is a new cover for you. And again, it says that phrase that all millennials love, girl boss. And so you could change it to something else. You could call it Ultimate Planner 2022 or whatever you want. And over here, you're going to see each page again. If you want to update these, you'll have to update it on every single page because that's just the way that this one is set up because it's just an older template. But you can definitely change anything that you want inside of here, the text, the font, the colors, if you don't like them, everything can be changed inside of here as well. So let's go on to, so that was the cover for number 4. And then let's go ahead and jump to the last one, which is 5. So the last one, I think I added that 2 years ago. And that one was a rose gold. Again, another color that millennials kind of make fun of. I still think it's really pretty. let's skip that. So here's a new cover. It looks a little, I don't know, it's supposed to look a little bit like rocks in a quarry and also kind of have some rose gold uh, I don't want to say glitter, foiling to it. Same thing, you are able to change this. This is just a text box. This is just a rectangle. You can move everything around. Now, this one has a different layout. So this is a vertical layout. It has the times on the left and then the days. It looks very similar to the academic calendar. It's not exactly the same, but it has kind of the same look and feel. So you have quotes down here, fitness, to do, goals, budget. And again, because this is an older one, I said, I think I added it 2 years ago. If you make a change to this, instead of fitness, you want to say meals or I don't even know, goals. No, I already have goals there. Gratitude. Then you are going to have to change that on every single page to make sure that it's still the same. I think that's it. Does anyone have, I'll stop there. Does anyone have any questions? Plan with Michelle. Hey there. Hey, Michelle. Okay. Kalanu, is this the same as listed as Girl Boss Sheets? That is what my file says. No, Girl Boss Sheets are totally different. None of the planners overlap at all. The only time you have to worry about buying the same planner is in the bundles. So the bundles are bundles of the products that are out there. But if you buy a weekly, it's not the same as the monthly. If you buy the rose gold set, it's not the same as the rose gold sets that you'll find inside of these different planners. So good question. They're all different. Let me check. I think I put this on, fingers crossed if I did this correctly. I think I put this on Crowdcast. So here we go, Crowdcast. There's a delay, so you can see me still speaking if you're looking at Crowdcast. So let me just share my screen. Okay. If you make the checkboxes an interactive button, do you then need to save the file as an Adobe interactive file? Oh, good question, Sophia. That is correct. If you do that, yes, you do need to save it as an interactive file. So if you don't know what that is, Sophia was talking about making something an interactive checkbox. So let's just say, let me put a checkbox in here now. So we'll put a big checkbox here. If I go over to Window, Interactive, Buttons and Forms, and I make this a checkbox. All right, so now you can see that big, huge checkbox. I have to go to File before I sell this to somebody, and I have to do Export. We'll just call this Test. And you have to sell it. Oh, whoops, not as a JPEG. You have to export it. Let me try that one more time. Let's call this Test. And then over here for format, you're going to have to pick Adobe PDF Interactive versus Adobe PDF Print. And then if you save that as interactive, okay. It will automatically open this for you inside of Adobe Acrobat. And then inside of there, what page was that? I think I put it all the way in February. There we go. There's our checkbox. So now it works because we saved it out correctly. So good question, Sophia. All right. Let's see. Plan Michelle, this is off topic, but did you offer an InDesign course? I do offer an InDesign course. However, it is free. So it is not like I find InDesign, honestly, I know this is funny, super, super boring, like all the ins and outs that it can do. I just use it for what I need to design planners and workbooks and everything else. So I have a free InDesign course, and it goes through everything. Let me see. I think you have to go to programs.prettyfabulousdesigns to get to it. Yeah. If you go to programs.prettyfabulousdesigns, inside of here, you'll see freebies. And inside freebies, you will see InDesign 101, and you can sign up for that there. Okay. Klanu, I don't see these. The one I purchased says Girl Boss Planner number 1. Kalani, you will not see this planner inside Girl Boss. So just to make it really clear, they're not the same. So the planners that you see today are only available inside Weekly. The Girl Boss planners, I just use that word probably too much. Girl Boss planners, if you bought those are totally different. Those are inside the Girl Boss sheets. So if you go to, let's go back to the store. And you go over here to, I think it's specialty planner templates. Fitness. Here it is. I think you're talking about this Girl Boss sheets. Girl Boss sheets are totally different. There are two different planners inside of here. They have nothing to do at all with the planners that I showed you today. I called these Girl Boss planners on the covers of these planners right here. Well, this one says rose gold, but the last one, what was it? Let's just pick any of these. So these say Girl Boss just because I use that title. I was so excited to use the word Girl Boss. I like way overused it. So sorry for the confusion. That's all that's happening. I think if you go to the shop, you can actually see what's inside of everything. So if you go into, here it is, Girl Boss Planner. It says volume 1, but it actually includes 1 and 2. So these are the Girl Boss planners that are inside this package called Girl Boss planners. These have absolutely nothing to do with the planners that you're seeing today, even though I wrote Girl Boss on the cover of those. So I hope that makes sense. So these are under weekly planners. Yes, everything I showed you today is under weekly planners. And keep in mind, weekly planners are included inside the Ultimate Planner bundle. Only bundles repeat things that are already out there. Otherwise, every product that you see does not repeat inside of another product. Yay, thanks. Awesome. Clinic, got it. Cool. All right, guys. Let me just double check Crowdcast. Nope, no more questions. All right. I hope that was helpful. If you are using or about to or thinking about buying the weekly planners, and I will be updating the digital planner of the weekly. And as soon as I get that done, I will do another live stream to show you how to edit that. I haven't now. Okay, cool. All right.